Vanessa Bryant, the widow of Kobe Bryant, was pregnant, potentially pregnant by a young baller.
What happens when a grieving widow, a mother of four, and a public figure gets caught in the middle of a rumor she never asked for? For Vanessa Bryant, widow of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, one careless whisper about pregnancy turned into a wildfire across the internet. But this wasn't just gossip. It was a test of resilience. It was a mirror reflecting how society treats women in the spotlight. And it was a reminder of how fast the internet can twist someone's private life into public entertainment. It all began in late May 2025. Vanessa wasn't giving interviews. She wasn't teasing big announcements. She was simply living her life, spotted at Disneyland with her daughters, later at a Dodgers game in Los Angeles. To most people, these were ordinary family moments. But to the rumor mill? They were clues. A loose outfit. A hand casually rested near her stomach. A smile that someone decided looked different. And suddenly, TikTok videos appeared. Titles flashing across the screen. Is Vanessa Bryant pregnant? Fan pages zoomed in on photos. Gossip blogs recycled each other's headlines. Instagram fan accounts treated it like breaking news. Within 48 hours, one baseless whisper had turned into a global headline. That's how fast things move now. In the digital age, the modern rumor cycle outruns the truth. One TikTok can spark 50 reaction videos. One blog headline can be copied by dozens of websites, each hungry for clicks. And by the time facts arrive, fiction has already gone viral. For Vanessa Bryant, this wasn't just an inconvenience. It was an invasion. A deeply personal question about her body, turned into public property. But this story isn't just about Vanessa. It's about us. About the culture we've built, where speculation is rewarded more than sensitivity. Think about it, the average social media user doesn't even pause before hitting share. The goal isn't truth. The goal is engagement. And when engagement becomes currency, privacy becomes the price. To understand why this rumor cuts so deep, you have to understand Vanessa's journey. January 26, 2020. The world stood still when news broke that Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest athletes in history, and their daughter Gianna, had died in a helicopter crash. That tragedy shattered millions of fans. But for Vanessa, it shattered her entire world. Since then, she has endured unimaginable grief, in public. She faced lawsuits. Legal battles over photos taken at the crash site. Family disputes. Relentless tabloid coverage. And yet, she raised 4 daughters with quiet strength. Natalia. Gianna. Bianca. Capri. Her life became about survival. About holding her family together in the face of overwhelming loss. So when strangers online began speculating about her body, her choices, her future, it wasn't just curiosity. It was disrespect. Vanessa has never flaunted her pregnancies. Her first daughter, Natalia, was born in 2003, a moment that even helped reconcile Kobe with his estranged parents. But in 2005, tragedy struck. Vanessa suffered a miscarriage. Kobe himself admitted that the stress of his sexual assault trial may have contributed to the heartbreak. In 2006, Gianna was born. There was no media circus. Just a family celebrating a blessing. A decade later, in 2016, came Bianca. Then in 2019, Capri. Every one of these moments, shared on Vanessa's terms, that's why the rumors in 2025 cut so deeply. They intruded into the one part of her life she has always kept sacred, her motherhood. On June 1, 2025, Vanessa finally broke her silence. No press conference. No emotional speech. Instead, she opened Instagram and posted a meme. It was Rihanna, smirking, with the caption, "Not pregnant, just having fun all summer." That was it. One post. One laugh. And instantly, the oxygen was sucked out of the rumored. It was classic Vanessa, graceful, sharp, and a little playful. Instead of feeding the fire, she mocked it. And in doing so, she reminded millions, humor can be the strongest armor. Fans flooded her comments with love. They praised her wit, her strength, her ability to rise above the noise. But of course, not everyone was kind. Some critics whispered, shouldn't a widow remain loyal forever? As if moving forward was a betrayal. This isn't new. It's an outdated, sexist standard, one women in the public I have faced for generations. When men lose their wives, the world often encourages them to find happiness again. But when women do, they're accused of moving on too soon. History is full of examples. Jackie Kennedy, criticized for remarrying after JFK's assassination. Katie Couric, judged for dating again after her husband's death. Sheryl Sandberg. Faith Evans. All endured moral policing. But widowers? Male celebrities? They move forward with little scrutiny. Some are even celebrated for starting fresh. Vanessa's clapback was proof that this double standard is still alive today. In 2025, celebrity pregnancy announcements are often joyful. Rihanna, Cardi B, Vanessa Hudgens. All proudly shared their news, on their own terms. But Vanessa Bryant never got that choice. Instead, strangers decided her body was up for debate. And here's the real lesson: consent doesn't just apply to relationships. It applies to narratives. It applies to headlines. It applies to how we talk about women's bodies. Vanessa didn't over-explain. She didn't lash out. She laughed. She reclaimed control. And she kept walking forward. Her story isn't just about one rumor. It's about respect. About privacy. About the right to live without being dissected by strangers. It's about the responsibility we all share, as audiences, as consumers of media, to pause before sharing, before speculating, before feeding the machine. Because in a world obsessed with drama, Vanessa Bryant proved something powerful: sometimes, the quietest response is the loudest. So maybe this story isn't about a rumor at all. Maybe it's about us. About the headlines we click. About the conversations we choose to join. Because here's the truth. Respect is bigger than clicks. Privacy is bigger than rumors. And dignity is bigger than gossip. So the next time you see a headline about someone's personal life, ask yourself, do I really need to know, or do I just want to gossip? Because if Vanessa Bryant's story teaches us anything, it's this: protect your story. Own your truth. And never let the internet decide who you are.